Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
I promise you I'm coming. I'm putting on the earbuds and the whole bit. Who's in the house? Come on in. Ha-ha. For the Daily Dish, where we're putting vibrancy back into your everyday life. That's what this show is all about. Come on in. We're going to talk about it. Heart, mind, body, and soul. Recognizing exactly who you are. A whole woman. Not just a dress size, not just a color of your lipstick, not just what you do around the house or what your job is, but your entire being as a woman, right? Who's with me? Who's going to say hello first? Come on down. Okay, I'm just going to make my hot melt mix and do a little thing here and a little thing there. Come on, there it is. Hello, Susan. There's my girl, Beth. Happy Saturday to you. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. There's Jenny. And Doris is in the house. Good to see you, ladies. Hop on down. Let's get it going. Hello, Gwen. Did you know we have decaf tea now? How about that? Yolanda's here. Decaf tea. For those of you who are sensitive, it's in the shop. You can check it out at savingdinner.com/decaf. I see Mimi and Joanne and Susan. Hello, hello. Hello, Stephen Clark. We don't get men here often, but there you go. Hi, Marianne. Good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about gumption of all things. Hello, June. Hello, Gisela and Bonnie. Good to see you. Of all things, gumption. And maybe you just have ever thought of yourself as being a woman with gumption, but I'm going to put that seed in you today. That's my goal. Hi, Melissa and Helen. Good to see you. Long Beach. I know Long Beach, California quite well. Info Crusher, don't forget, is our supplement of the week. If you put 4 in your cart, we will charge you only for 3. How do you like that? And your shipping will be free. Go to savingdinner.com/show to get that. Plus, I'm dropping things. Hi, Kathy. Sarah's in the house. The Pinkies Up cup. The baby poop green cup is almost gone. We've got a new one on the way. It's going to be yellow. If you're collecting them and you haven't gotten this one yet, good grief, get busy. All you have to do is place an order at savingdinner.com. If $100, we'll send it to you for $5. If you do over $200, it will be free. How do you like that? That's how we roll. So I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Hi, Priscilla. Good to see you. We're getting ready to pack some more boxes. How about that? I am telling you, we are all about, doing all the work that we have to do around here. It's unbelievable. But when you're moving, you have an opportunity to make an assessment of what you want to move into the next place and what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of. And it's always that way. I mean, this is just the way it is, right? We can do that with our lives too. When we are here in one spot, we can decide if we want to go over to this one spot. It's like moving a house. We can make a decision. What do we want to take with us? And that's why I want to talk about gumption today. Gumption is one of my favorite words. I love the word gumption. It speaks to me. It makes me think sparks. It makes me think nerve. It makes me think, you know what? Double down, right? We're going to talk about that. I love gumption, and I also like the word chutzpah, closely related. And I'm going to having you make a chutzpah list in a little bit. We'll talk about it. Here's our new quote of the week. Do you love quotes? If you do the if you do the bare minimum, expect bare minimum results. If you want to be great, work to be great. Nothing just happens. Yep. Is that not the truth? Have you noticed that though? Do you ever notice that we sometimes have like this attitude that we think that the magic wand is somehow mysteriously going to appear out of nowhere and we're going to get away with it. You know, this minimum result, this minimum push is going to give us all these different results. We somehow think we're exempt from the hard work. And if you read everything, if you believe everything that you read on the internet, then, you know, there's a lot of people out there selling snake oil, I promise you. And if you've ever been the victim of, say, diet pills or whatever, then you know. Then you know. Yeah, minimum effort, just take this diet pill, maximum result, you're going to lose all this weight. And you're going to stay up for 3 days straight because you're going to feel like absolute crap. It doesn't work that way. We're going to talk about this because I think this is such an important principle for when we take ourselves to our spiritual gyms, so to speak. That's something I grabbed from Jen Sincero. I thought it was such a great word. And JJ Watts, by the way, he's a football player. He's a young guy. And if you Google JJ Watts, you'll see him without his shirt on. He is a good-looking JJ Watts. You know, JJ Watts has practiced what he's preached right here. So you can check it out. But I mean, I love this quote because really it's just telling you, you reap what you sow. And there's a million different ways to say you reap what you sow. But listen, we do constantly. We're not exempt. We can't expect the fairy godmother to come down from on high and fix everything and just get away with stuff. It doesn't work that way. And aren't you glad I'm here to tell you the truth? I mean, I could get greasy and slick and sell you a bunch of snake oil, but I just don't think so. That's not ever going to be on my radar. We have gift certificates right now in the shop. Do you like that? You had written down a different quote of the week? Well, that was the quote of the week. This is the new quote of the week today, Joanne. So you're good. Gift certificates are in the shop. Go to savingdinner.com/gift and you can choose whatever denomination you want and print it out in full living color. They're adorable. We have them designed. Amber did them. And they're just darling. You will not be ashamed to give them out. And if you print them out on kind of a heavier stock paper, it's gift wrappable. It's fabulous. No, you're not watching on replay. Corliss said I'm watching on replay, and no, you're not. It's live. Hi, Yolanda. We're having a goofy day, aren't we? Well, that's fine. You know, new quote of the week. This is it. I just gave it out, so there's no way that you have the wrong quote of the week because I just gave it to you. And no, this is not on replay. This is live right now. If it's 1 o'clock, past 1 p.m. on Saturday, you're here. And that's the best part. We're going to be talking about going for gumption in our lives instead of just going for the same old, same old. I think this is a good thing. This is a lesson I need. This is something I need in my life daily, right? Also, if you like the notes that we put out notes every single day. Every single day there's a broadcast. You will get the notes from the previous day. We have so many people. We've had really good feedback on them. You guys are really loving them. Amber takes notes every single time. And then the next day, they're published in our morning newsletter. So check it out. You will not only get that, you'll get recipes, you'll get notifications of any great deals, whatever it is that you want. Check it out. Go to savingdinner.com and just fill out the thingy. Fill out the thingy. I'm glad Joanne's here. I wouldn't be a Saturday without Joanne. So, anyway, Joanne, you are never behind. You are never behind. You're always on top of things. So you've got this. There's my girl Lucy as well. What else do we have to tell you about? The sprint is starting on Monday. Who is starting on Monday with me? I need some pinkies up and some hearts thrown. It's time to get busy for the sprint. I want you to do it with gumption this time. I want you to do it with everything that you've got, and I want you to do this because it is the last sprint of 2020. What if we put everything we had behind it? What if? I'm going to tell you what, when we do things with everything we've got, we get back the results that will absolutely stymie us. That's right. They're coming. Here we go. Sarah's got the sprint and she's got fire. Not just hearts, but fire. Throw it down. I love those little fireballs. Yes, we've got pinkies up. Yes, we've got our hearts going. And yes, we got fireballs firing. You know why? Because we're going to put some gumption behind it. Gumption galore, that's what I want to hear. Chutzpah, yes. We're getting into the weeds on this. Listen up, I tell you about this because I am telling you right now, this is the stuff that changes and moves the needle in your life and changes everything. Because we put out so often, we justify our mediocre effort. You know, we think and we look and we search and we Google ourselves to absolute death thinking we can make this easier. There's got to be a shortcut. What about the hack? What about the this? What about the that? We don't have to do this. We can just do that instead and get by. You know, I have to just tell you something. That's a bunch of crap. It's a load. Somebody trying to sell you something that is just not true. Yeah, do this and, you know, Thigh Master and, you know, all of that. It just, come on. Come on. It's not simple and easy. It's not just do this and you'll be done. It isn't. I'm sorry to tell you that. It requires something of you. But, you know, here's the thing where we get to check all the boxes. That requirement to put in the maximum effort, that requirement hits us on every single level of our lives. This is where vibrancy is born, in that effort. And this is why we go for gumption. This is why we decide gumption is my middle name. You know, gumption's my middle name. Without gumption, half the things in this world would have never been created. Without gumption, worlds, whole worlds and continents and what have you would have never been discovered. Without gumption, we would have never put a man on the moon. We understand that, right? We got to be those women of gumption. We have to be. So what does gumption mean? It means guts. It means spunk. It means resourcefulness. One time, years ago, I was a 20-something-year-old, and I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Anybody know that song? You can sing it along with me. But I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, and this guy said to me, well, you're awfully spunky, aren't you? And he said it in a way that was insulting, like, you know, something's wrong with you. You're too spunky. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I take pride in being spunky. I take pride in being gutsy. I take pride in having gumption. Because gumption's what started my business in the first place. Gumption's the thing that held me and kept me going even when it was hard. Gumption is why it's 2021 in January and we're celebrating our 20th anniversary. That's gumption. Gumption's the thing that fuels the fire of all the stuff that you want in your life. That's the hot burning desire, ladies. Without that, we're just mediocre, lukewarm, going through lives just saying, oh, whatever, you know, just going through the motions. But, you know, we have a choice at any point to say, you know, I have this one thing to do. One thing to do. I am going to do the sprint next week, 7 days. And you know what? Gumption, here we come. Everything is going to be on point. Everything is going to be done right. Everything is going to be done excellently. I'm not going to shrink back. I'm going to do it fully. That's what it is. It's a boldness that is in your heart that I'm going to tell you right now. If you haven't felt this way, if you haven't felt this excitement, then it's dormant. And I'm here to poke you and stir it up and say, come on out. Because this is your divine right, having this gumption. This is your divine right to seek all the things in your life that you want. It's not only your divine right, it is your purpose, by the way, because this is how you figure out who you are and how you're here to serve. How you're here to serve. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all doing, serving one another. At the end of the day, our lives become better because of others. We have a ripple effect on other people when we choose to. We have a ripple effect that takes somebody with us if we're going the right way. That's what we want to do. We want to be that person that says the right thing, that lifts somebody up, that 20 years later, they say, I remember what you said to me. I remember when you told me to hold on to something, and I did, and it made all the difference in the world. Don't you want to be that person? Gumption leads the way. Gumption. Gumption. I love gumption. So it's boldness, it's initiative, it's aggressiveness even, which I think is sort of sexist because they say women who take initiative are aggressive. But let's not do that. We're not even going to go into that whole, hellfire thing of whatever. But this is what Jen Sincero calls badassery, versus half-assery. Let's just take a look at them. What is this whole idea? It's having gumption. It's having the guts to go after what it is that you want. It's having the intelligence mixed with the common sense for you to go to the next place to see that you are enterprising. You are one of initiative. You do have the courage. You do have the guts. You have the get up and go gene. You do. So what happens then? Where do we get this chutzpah from, by the way? Where does it come from? The chutzpah comes from just seeing and seeing the absolute potential of what's out there and what could be. When we see that and we allow that to not intimidate, but to instead to initiate and to spark this inspiration inside of us, hold the horses here, because we can take off and go after things like we've never done before. A lot of us have been told to just calm it down. Is that enough? And be less than. There are people who want to dampen your spirit. They do. They want to make sure, not too loud. Don't do that. Don't say this. Don't be like that. I mean, how many women do you know who've been with men who have tried to do that to you? I have. I've been with guys like that who've just tried to put their thumb on me and just tell me to just bring it down. Well, those are not your people. If they can't take the wholeness of who you are, they're just simply not your people. You want somebody to encourage you on your way. You want someone to encourage you to live a full life. And I'm going to tell you, a full life doesn't come without gumption. It doesn't come without your chutzpah list. It doesn't come that way. That is the enthusiasm that drives it. It's enthusiasm mixed with courage. It's the juiciness that we need. It creates the vibrancy. It is, according to what the definition of chutzpah, it's the audacity and unbelievable gall. Do you have that? I sure do. That means I'm not going to back down from what I want. That means I'm going to hold tight to these goals and these ideas. And if I don't do it right today, I can do it right tomorrow and I can figure it out. So Jen Sincero, again, she wrote, what is the name of the book? How to Be a Badass. I can't remember, but I read it years ago. Really good book. She did a good job with it. And she calls it going to the spiritual gym. And this is, which I think is really fabulous. And it's what I call the sacred space. And this is why this is Soulful Saturday. We have to hold sacred space for what it is that we want to accomplish in our lives, whether it's moving the needle down on the scale or moving the needle up on the enthusiasm that you have for your life and for everything else that's around it. That you want better relationships with your family, with your children, with your spouse, with the people around you. That you want a better, more fulfilling job, or you want to take it to the next level, or you want to get a raise or some kind of a new job even, a new career. You have different ideas for yourself than perhaps you had before. This is what it is. This is why we hold our sacred space. Because we understand and we recognize that vividness of that vision, that vibrant vision that we have for our lives is worthy of this kind of energy being thrown that way. You've heard me speak probably 8 million times about how what we focus on expands and what we dwell upon definitely becomes our destiny. So can you imagine taking that concept and throwing some fire behind it with gumption and watching what happens? It's like putting, gasoline on the whole thing and just blowing it all up. Because that enthusiasm, that gumption to get you through is going to get you to the next level. Like big time. So what are we going to do about this? This is about creating a practice of whole selfness. Whole selfness. Every single day, having a 15 to 20 minute to even 30-minute practice of starting your day the right way. So having this blank canvas in front of you and maybe a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and saying, this is my setup for my day. This day is going to be a great day. So how do we do that? Well, let's take a look at it, right? Let's create a chutzpah checklist. First things first, you got to have a playlist. Now, this is something that I use with my brain.fm. I use that so that I can get into my whole groove with the meditation and what have you. I need to put myself on that whole level. There's a playlist there. I use that playlist. You can also use that playlist when you're doing something else. I throw down the Motown in a big way, especially Al Green, when I'm doing something around the house. We're packing, Al Green is blasting because he moves me. I love, there's just nothing better to me than a little Al Green. I turn it up loud and I'm packing, I'm doing things. Playlist, because we get stimulated by what we hear, what we see, what we think, what we feel. There are different things that move us into the direction that we want to be moved in. And it's all of our senses. It's the way we operate. And we have the vagus nerve, we have the prefrontal cortex, we have all these parts of our body that all react. And when we're understanding this, and when we're touching all of those different areas of our lives, we can spark this, saying to ourselves all the while that we're going to have the guts, we're going to have the boldness, we're going to take the initiative, we're going to be enterprising, we're going to be moving forward with everything that we've got. Lana's asking me if I'm moving. Yes, we bought a house right here in Brevard on the lake. Yeah, on the lake with a dock. Exactly what's on my vision board, by the way, since 2018. Yeah. And I'm going to be teaching, by the way. We have coming up, boy, do we have an event and a half. By the way, January 2nd, Saturday, January 2nd, all-day workshop. Just hold that date. We're talking about this, exactly what I'm talking about today, heart, mind, body, and soul, your entire being. There's going to be a vision board workshop in the afternoon. I'm telling you, you're going to be on fire. We're going to give you a list of all the materials that you need. Start collecting magazines. That's all I have to say right now. Collecting magazines, you can even cut stuff out that just, sings to your soul. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this. I am so excited about this. So just keep that in mind. Sorry, that was a little duck, but we're back. We're talking about this. So what do? We've got the playlist. Number 2, we've got a meditative practice going. I can't tell you how many times I keep saying this. Bring it back, down to center, back to center, back to center. When you get back to center, we have the ability to move out without all the additional stress, without all the additional fill in the blanks. I am so serious. This is the needle mover because it calms everything. Calms. When we're calm, we have the ability to analyze in a way that's not all precipitated on a bunch of emotions, all this old experience that's playing into it. It is a completely different thing. So meditative practice, give us a chance to clear the decks, start over every single day. So make sure you have meditative practice. Number 3, have books to read. What turns your key? At some point, maybe next year some point, we'll start doing a book club, we'll start doing something, but reading is the name of the game. I usually have 2 or 3 books going at a time. I know that drive a lot of people crazy. For me, it fills my soul. I love reading this stuff and it always sparks something, and that is something I want you to do. That's something I want you to do on the daily. Read a little something. Feed your brain. Again, back to the whole thing, touching all those spots. When we touch all the places and touch all the spots, we start to realize and recognizing that we're pulling in all the things to create this gumption, to create this chutzpah, to create this life that we want to live. Because we are all the things. We're not just the one thing. I often say, and I say this, and I've said this for years in Body Clutter, it was in the book, that we are not our dress size, we're not our jean size, we're not the color of our lipstick. We're whole people with all of these things going on. Yes, we want the smaller jeans and the right color of lipstick. Yes, we want that. But is that the full, realm of who we are? Absolutely not. And this is why we fail so often. This is why we falling short. There's no enthusiasm past that. And once we get past that, we're just like, so what? You know? Is that gonna be on your tombstone? Of course not. So let's pull in the wagons and start looking at who we are, that vibrant vision that we want for ourselves, the bigger vision that we want for ourselves, the whole picture. The whole picture. Joyce says, I'm in for the book club. Pinkies up. I want to do the book club because I think it would be so fun to be talking about that every single week. I just love it. So books are important because they feed your brain. Meditative practice clears the deck. A playlist lights your soul on fire and it keeps you going and moving into the right direction. And then there's affirmations. You know the I am statements that we talk about? Getting them so down that they become a mantra in your life. I am powerful. And you say it every day. And when you're sitting there in front of your computer and you're thinking, God, I just don't even know what to, you start thinking, no, I'm not going there. I am powerful. I will figure this out. Because that's what a mantra does. Mantras are just a repeated statement that go into the core of who you are. That's what they do. Affirmations light you up. Mantras change the very trajectory of your life. So we need to start having those on the regular, writing them out and then saying them, putting them on a 3x5 card, putting it in your car, putting it in your journal, putting it on your mirror in your bathroom, and putting it in the kitchen, putting it in the snack area of your kitchen and saying, I am worth way more than this bag of chips. Things that are going to make us say, oh yeah, stand back. Things that are going to make us say, I am no longer living in my subconscious. I am living in the affirmative. I'm living in the conscious world and making a change on all the things that I want to make a change on, you know, and plumping it up. You know, we talk about plumping up your skin and drinking enough water and collagen and all that. What about plumping up your life? What about making your relationship that much better? What about having a friendship that's on the next level up? What about having connections that make you feel whole and just so happy that you connected with that person? What about waking up every single day and saying, this is going to be a fabulous day? That's chutzpah, that's gumption, that's what lights your life on fire. We got to have it. It's gasoline that pours all over this and just makes you amazing. Sarah, brilliant. I'm so very strong. We were talking about this last week or the week before, that how do we get past something that we don't know how to? It's like we're having a difficulty drinking all that water. Well, I had that too. So I started saying, I'm so thirsty. And your brain, you know, is always going to be paying attention. Okay, let's find some evidence to support that. Suddenly, oh, my mouth is dry. Hey, look. See how that works? Your brain is always going to be pulling out and looking for evidence to support the things that you're saying about yourself. So get a mantra that's going to make your brain go, yes, ma'am, I'm on it. Because that's how it all works. And can you imagine? That's how you light your soul on fire. That's how you light your life on fire. So the next thing is a vision board. And, okay, Joey, uh-oh, there it is. Hold on. You ready? Here is my vision board. This is from 2018. You see it? A bunch of stuff written. But what I really want you to see right here is this. Whoops, this. Right there. You see that? It took up the whole left quadrant because it was my big vision. I want to have a house on the water with a boat. I want to do events there. I want to bring women in. I want to be the lifting. I really want to make that tide rise. I want to be on the boat with these women. That's my whole thing. And guess what? Here it is. Here it is. This is my 2018 board. My 2019 board is in the closet and I never made one for 2020. I hated my 2019 board, so I put my 2018 board back on. But let me tell you, the 2021 board, fire, chutzpah, gumption. That's what it's going to be. So when I say about this, you know, it says, say hello to new possibilities. It says flash of brilliance. It says, make it happen. Prepare to change lives. Prepare to change lives. Can you imagine? That's what this whole thing, see the magic. And it's reminders to me to see the magic. And we're going to be doing this in our event on Saturday, January 2nd. I want you to just right now block the time off, because that whole thing is going to be lighting you on fire, soup to nuts. The whole thing is geared to help you set up 2020 like you've never, or 2021, so that 2020 is a distant memory, right? You ready for that? I am. Number, whatever it is, connect to your life's vehicle. You know what that means? I'm going to tell you right now what it means. Your body. We cannot divorce ourselves from our bodies. Our bodies are our life's vehicle. This bodysuit is what's going to get us around and take us to the next places that we want to go. Without a healthy, vibrant, flexible body, we're stuck. Do you want to be stuck? Do you want to be not able to do the things that you want to do because you can't? You don't have the ability. You can't fit into the seat. You can't, you can't go to the place that you want to go. You can't have what it is that you want to have because my knees hurt, my this hurts, my that hurts, all the things hurt. I can't do any of this. No, of course not. You want to have this body of yours take you to the next place, right? If you want it to take you to the next place, well, you got to feed it. You got to fuel it correctly. And we're going to be talking about that. This is exactly all the things that we're going to be talking about. But this is exactly what chutzpah is about, is understanding this just doesn't work. I've got to flip this. I've got to change this and get into it and be not afraid to call your own self out, Because how well does chocolate fit into your picture? For me, it doesn't fit in real well. Doesn't do real well for me. But what about you? Where are you with this? What is it that you need to call out in your life? And what are the things that are not fueling your body but poisoning your body? You got to call that out. That's the kind of thing that we need to do. Because when you connect with your life's vehicle, with your body, then you're going to look at it from a whole different perspective, because that body is going to take you everywhere. You don't go anywhere without it. You don't want to be doing it on the phone and Zoom forever and ever, right? We want to be part of our life. To do that, we got to connect with this vehicle. And then we got to create a manifesto for our lives. We, the people, you, the woman, you, the lovely woman who want this incredible life. You want an incredible life? Then have a manifesto that makes a declaration of independence from all the crap that's held you back from before. That's chutzpah. That's gumption. That gets you on the list for yourself. That stops putting you on the back burner and starts putting you right on the front and says, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. You know why I'm going to do this? Because it's good for me. It's good for my relationships. It's good for my job. It's good for all around us. We always throw out a stone. We always are a ripple effect. That's what happens when we live our lives on purpose. We affect everyone around us. And number whatever we are on, visually, I want you to visualize yourself 1 year from today. What does it look like? What does your life look like? You're walking into a room. People haven't seen you for a year. You've been all holed up in your life. We've quarantined, 15'd. We've done all these other things. What about having the time of transformation? What about having the gumption to say, enough of that business. We've already mourned the fact that we're closed in, shut in, doing all of this stuff. What if I made this and declared this to be the day of transformation? What if I decided this for myself? What if I had the gumption, the courage, the guts, the resourcefulness, the chutzpah to declare this as my life's purpose and my life's goal, to take it all back? Visualizing myself 1 year from today, walking into a room and people haven't seen me for a year and they say, what have you done? And not only are they seeing the bodysuit, but they're seeing a new level of confidence, a new level of whoever you are, whatever your name is right now. They're seeing a new level of Lucy. They're seeing a new level of Sarah. They're seeing a new level of Susan, because you have emerged from your cocoon. You've claimed your place in the sun, and you've decided that this is what you want. You get there by doing these things, having that sacred space, journaling every day and connecting all the dots. We get to do this when we see ourselves as the whole person that we are. So the power to change anything is the power to change everything. That's, that's what this is about. If you see it that way, it's not just one thing, it's all the things. They all go with me. So make a decision. Does this serve me? No? Then get rid of it. Is this going to make me better? Does it? Then do 10 times more of that. It's that simple. We can analyze without being paralyzed. We can. We can analyze without saying, oh, well, this is all going to hold me back. We can analyze and say, you know what this is? Julie says, it's hard when you let others bring you down, family problems. Well, if you choose to let that happen, yeah, agreed with you 100%. It's always going to be hard when we choose to allow something to happen. But when we say, you know, there's family problem or whatever, I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm going to be a part of the solution. What we dwell upon expands, okay? What we think about expands. What we dwell upon becomes our destiny. We can always unplug from one thing that doesn't work and plug in to the things that do. We know what doesn't work. We've lived it. It's time to flip the switch. So you can shrink back from all of this, or you can take it all back. It's your choice. It's your life. Don't shrink back from your life. Take it back. Don't stop talking about what it is that you need and what you need to do. And don't do it in a whiny, icky, yucky voice. Just say, you know, this is what I need to do for me. You know, oftentimes we get people who want to get in our way and they think that they're doing it for our best. You know, they don't understand. Well, what you're intermittent fasting and what are you doing here? You're going to starve. You're going to starve your muscles. You're going to do all these things. Well, they just simply don't understand. Thank you. I'm working with a nutritionist. I'm good. But thank you for your concern. Walk away and go the other way. We always have to be in that place of making those decisions because there's always going to be somebody who's going to say, no, that's just not right. You shouldn't be doing that. This is how you need to be doing it. Everybody wants to have a voice. And then they walk away. They just want to throw down their advice, walk away and say whatever, you know? And you're sitting there thinking, well, should I be listening and should I be doing that? And I'm going to tell you right now, no. What you should be doing is you should get yourself in the sprint group with us, with a bunch of women who are working hard on this stuff, who have the chutzpah, who have the determination, who have the gumption to stand up for the life that they want to lead, you know? And all these well-meaning people that come into your life that have decided that they're going to be your you know, what do you call them? The Sunday quarterbacks or whatever they are. Yeah, no. You just can't. You can tell them kindly. You know, most people who are saying this stuff, it's not they're saying it because they're mean or cruel or whatever. Most of the time, they don't have the education. Most of the time, they've read something somewhere and they feel like this is the one thing that it needs to be. You know? Well, guess what? You get to kindly put them in their place and say, you know, I love you. I care about you. Thank you for your opinion. But, you know, and you can always blame it on me. I'm working with a nutritionist. She's been a nutritionist for 25 years. She knows what she's doing. And I'll say I do. You know, send them to me. I'll take care of them. So remember this. Go beyond the minimum and play for keeps. Play for keeps. Play for the life you want to keep. Not for the life that you're just trying to temporarily get there. The life you want to keep. Let's do that. Joanne just said it. The sprint changes everything if you let it, and you're worth it. And I'll tell you, Joanne is a walking example of that. Sarah Preston is a walking example of that. I can put down all these women that are doing it and doing it on the regular. I've seen Lizzie and Jen and so many others. And I've shared with them and I've talked to them and I've seen it. We start with the sprint. You know, it's just a foundational place to start. And then suddenly all these things break out that this is the stuff of your life. So half-assery is easy. Badassery takes a little practice, y'all. It does. It takes a little practice. It's flexing a muscle. But practice begets excellence every single time. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Every time you lift weights, you get a little bit stronger. Every time you do a little bit more, you get a little stronger. Every time you fast a little bit or drink a little bit more water, you start to see the results and you start to get a little bit better. That's all it's about. And this is what I want for you. This is what I want for you. That kind of gumption, that kind of chutzpah. So are you in? Who's in? Who wants this? You know what? Declaring my goal now. I'm going to be under 200 pounds by the end of the sprint next week, says Sarah. You know, I love that. Of course you are. Welcome to Wonderland, Sarah. Welcome to Wonderland. Of course you're going to get that. And that's one of my things, you guys. This is one of the things that I say to myself when I start to doubt myself. I say, of course, fill in the blank. Of course I'm going to have this. Of course I'm going to do this. Of course. You know why? Because you want it. You know why? Because you got the chutzpah to put behind it. You know why? Because you're not going to settle for mediocre. It's crap. No more half-assery. We want badassery. Who's with me? I've got my pinkies up. I've got my day planned. And I bet you do too. Go do it. Take advantage of all the things. And meet us in the sprint group on Monday, because we start, and boy, are we going to start. It's going to be the best sprint ever. If you're with us, 7 days, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. Pick up all your resources. They're free. And we are going to do this together. Because this is that floating boat thing, you know? This is that rising tide lifting all the boats. And I'm so excited to do this with you. Bring on your chutzpah. You're going to need it. This is one badass group of women. No half-assery here. Thanks for joining me today. You know I appreciate you, right? Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.